Okay, time to go over the first 4 raiders. Let's start with my boy Herrick. Herrick is... Ooh. Herrick is a special one. Yes, he's a beginning character, but he's better played late game when you have a better idea due to the locals having the lowest amount of health. That's 60. And yes, I know, that sucks but it makes you have to think about what you're doing. It'll be at first it's gonna be a rough ride, but here, the car system, ignore this for now. We'll do that next video. But back on topic. Herrick. Herrick is pretty simple. It's pretty simple, but yet really good. His ability, stalking, allows him to basically latch onto any and all walls, floors, or like terrain in the game, as long as he's in range. And, like I said here, your stalking time is limited. I think it's about a few minutes for your force to get down, but cards can buff that, like this one right here, moderation. If you stalk more than 20 meters away, you let it last 40% longer. And if you have an Atlas Super Boost, it'll increase your damage percent. I did not know that actually. I need to start using that more. But like I was saying, Herrick is a sniper, and naturally, snipers have to stay far back. So playing him on close range maps is not the best due to his low health pool and how very easily he can die. I'm not kidding. One good shot will end your life or end your ass. Remember that. Alright. Pretty simple character, but he's better played late game. You have a good understanding of the game. You have better guns. I'm not saying it makes the ammo bad, but it could be better. You have better guns. Oh, quick tip. Don't get this. This gun is considered bad. It's literally just Vindictus Animal with a suppressor on it. It's not worth it. Go for Ignis Fugit. Go for Ferox Imperatus. It's a DMR. It's really good. And go for Easter Egg. It's a shotgun mine. It's a shotgun sniper where it lays mines. I'll explain that one later. Okay. Alicia. Alright. Alicia is a special case. Her ability is wall jump. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it does pretty good. Sorry, I was looking at something, but yeah. Alicia is a special character. Her wall jump ability is really good. Her wall jump allows her to basically get into the air and get to areas you normally can't reach, like really high pieces of terrain, really high ledges, or basically fly around in range shots from above with her specialty weapons like Rolling Daisy and Rock and Roll. The thing with the wall jump is the slow effect only works if you aim down sight. If you hit R2, aim. If you aim, hit R2. Sorry, I'm still kind of new to this. If you hit R2 and look straight down and look at your enemy, it has a timer, but it's really good if you want to pepper someone with bullets and make it really hard for them to hit you. Once you're in the air, you're pretty hard to tag, unless it's a sniper or it's someone, or say it's like Shay with her weapons. We'll get to her later on. Her guns are pretty simple. Shotguns that fire really quickly and hit pretty hard. Your base gun, the Novera, is pretty simple. It's pretty simple. A shotgun with wide spreads, shoots pretty fast. It's a decent rate. It's better to pick up go for blueprints early on. This is a really good gun if you want to farm gold, but after all, it really isn't the best. I advise finding something that's a bit better. Better alternative for Alicia are Painkiller, Smoking Daisy, Rock and Roll, and that's about it. Painkiller is good if you want to play supportive while helping your allies and still pumping enemies with bullets. As long as you shoot your allies, you're patching them up, and that's always nice. Rock and Roll, bouncing. I know this says a lot with the what's it called, super elastic preservation polymers. It's literally just a fancy way of saying explosive bouncing shots. Shoot a piece of terrain, the shots will ricochet off and explode at a certain range. Pretty good, pretty simple, and it has Bounty Hunter on it, which is great early on for getting that money. You're gonna need a lot of it, and I'll get to that a bit later. Alicia, great character to play early on, and her faction, mainly because her gun and her faction Umber War Dog are constantly regenerating. But you also gotta remember, the stress meter is constantly on, so if an antagonist is in the game, he will see you and he will know exactly where you are at all times. Your best bet to sneak around is to really just go around and let someone else draw their attention. Alright, moving on to Haze Vision and Lacus Dial. Lacus is pretty self-explanatory. His game is go in, cause problems, and just wreck house. And he does that pretty well with his Kinetic Shield. The Kinetic Shield is quite powerful. It's pretty simple. Hit R1, you have a shield in front of you that takes all damage for you before going out. But here's some tips with it. 1. The shield itself does not go off you moving, it goes off your camera. So wherever you're getting shot at, you have to look at it. So say someone's fighting to the left, to the right of me, I have to look right to protect myself. Or to the left, I have to look left to protect myself. Or I have to turn around to protect myself. Pretty simple. If you want to protect yourself with the shield, look at where the fire is going. 2. The shield charges by you moving around and will drain energy quickly if you stop moving while having it on. If you turn it off and you stop moving, you're good. But if you start moving while it's on, if you stop moving while it's on, you will lose power with it very quickly. And that's not good if you're in a bad situation and you're getting lit up by enemies left, right, and center. So remember, when in doubt, keep running, keep your shield going. Your shield is your best friend in this game. And that's Lacus in a nutshell. He's pretty much the same as Alicia. His shotguns don't fire as fast, but they hit much harder. For instance, his Dolores... Sorry, guys. That was disgusting. His gun, Dolores, hits pretty hard, holds 3 shots, but is really, really short range. Remember that. Shit happens. This is a special one. Its barrel. Oh, sorry. What makes this gun unique is it doesn't fire like a normal multi-barrel shotgun. It fires in a pattern. I think it's counterclockwise, if I remember right. It's either clockwise or counterclockwise where it fires. But it also gained a update recently where it fires fireballs that hit pretty hard and fly pretty quickly. So if you want to blow something up and do a lot of damage, get this puppy. It's pretty good. But you're going to have to get used to clockwise motion since it doesn't fire like a normal shotgun. Another good one is a spinning coin. This hits pretty hard actually. And his gimmick is you can turn the barrel horizontally or vertically to hit a certain way. Pretty handy if you want to get that really pesky raider over a hump, or what's it called? You just want to pump someone full of slugs. Pretty good. And we get to the golden boy of the group, the pepper pot. What makes the pepper pot special is as you fire it, its spread gets wider. So with the first shot, it goes pretty far and hits really nice. And if you combine it with its effective and lethal perks, it crits and hits really hard. You don't want to be on the receiving end of this thing and not be ready to move. It's gonna hurt like a bitch. Remember that. And that's Lacus in a nutshell. His thing is, he's meant to get in, get aggressive, and, well, go ham. Remember, you're meant to go in, but don't go too ham. Give him a good look. Yes, I know he's incredibly handsome. He's the boy. He's the sexy man. But yeah, that's like. Now we move on to the fourth and final beginning character, Constantine. Constantine is pretty special. The thing with Fifth Council is, for them, they take less damage from gunfire from enemies and raiders. Well, antagonists. We'll get to that later. But the kicker with that is they are very slow. They cannot run. Now, it says in the game if you keep going forward for a bit and you'll start sprinting, the Fifth Council cannot do that. The heavy armor on their body makes them too heavy for them to sprint, so they're forced to do a jog. I know it sounds bad, but once you get used to it, it's nothing when you think about it. Going back to his ability, what Constantine has a special ability called the degravitation repulsion sphere. How it works is, you hit R1, you'll pop It'll pop a sphere that'll explode outwards from you. Remember that. It doesn't go from where you're pointing. It pops up from you. So let's say there's an enemy rushing you down and giving you hell. Hit R1 and you'll send them flying backwards. And another thing is, while they're in the air, they cannot fire at you. So use that time to get a few good shots off while you're on them. And speaking of shots, I better explain this gun. Constantine uses rotary Gatling guns that are pretty powerful. It can load you full of bullets. These puppies can hit pretty hard, but like any minigun, if you keep firing for too long, the gun will overheat and will lock up. So it's best to try to take time to stop firing, and basically just use like a minigun. Don't spray and pray all the time, just when you know you're good. Another thing you need to note: if you are not aiming with Constantine's guns, you can tap R2 to slowly but surely charge it up. You can't overheat it while doing this, so don't hold it for too long. Say you're moving around the map in a certain, say in short fuse, or hanging by a thread. Just tap it while you're moving to keep it spun up. When you do pull up the fire, it just goes. Simple. I'll explain the guns in another video, but now I just want to give you a quick glimpse of what to expect with these characters. All 4 of these characters are good, but you gotta learn to use them. Like I said before, I advise staying away from Herrick unless you have to play him. Mainly because he's so squishy and his guns fire so slow, it's really not the best to fight him up close. Unless you really can trust yourself with CQC and reading someone in a fight. We'll get to that later. Your best bet is to pick up Hans early on. He's pretty much overall good. His guns hit hard, he can move fast with his jetpack, he has 140 health, which is nice and all, for all of the Hades division. But like the Raiders, they're easily damaged by taking bullets. So getting fired at will kill you pretty quickly. Another thing to note is these on the side: armor, resistance, and brute force. Armor, you take less damage from shots. Resistance, you take less damage from getting punched or hit by enemy strikes. That means antagonists, and NPCs in fights. And brute force, you hit harder. So hitting an antagonist, hitting an enemy, hurts more. Pretty good to have. And you never have to worry about spending gold to level these up. They level up with you. So since I'm 87, I have this amount now. And that also goes for antagonists too. So remember that. And that is the first 4 in a nutshell. Herrick, really good later on if you understand sniping, and you can land shots pretty easily, and you also have better guns than a Vindicta. Not a bad gun, it just fires too slow. These 3 guns are really good if you want to get better with Herrick. Especially Ferox if you want to play a more aggressive ground-based Herrick. You still have to zoom in, but you at least can fire faster if you're grounded, if you're wounded. And well, that's the first 4 in a nutshell. Herrick, pretty good beginning on. Alicia, pretty good as well. Constantly regenerating, she can move around quickly, she can move around and make it harder for enemies to hit you, and she's sassy as hell, which is always nice. Lycus has his shield so you can just rush down anyone to give them problems. There are very few guns that can stop a charging Lycus, and well, he hits like a fucking freight truck too, so that's always amazing. And Constantine, a pretty good character if you want to hold down a point or help your allies move up with your sphere by pushing guys back. Overall, a good character, and his guns hit pretty hard too. You can't go wrong by just pumping enemies full of bullets and seeing what happens next. Next video, we'll start with these 4 later. Y'all have a good one. That sounded so stupid. But yeah, have a good one, enjoy the good video.